Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
Seriously, Dad?
Seriously, Dad? Two father comedians out of Philadelphia. Seriously, Dad?
Dad?
Seriously, Dad?
Seriously? Seriously?
Here we go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Is it-
everybody. All the October babies.
It's somebody's birthday. It's not my birthday.
It's always someone's birthday. I had two in 1 week.
Do you celebrate half birthdays?
Fuck no.
Okay.
No.
Some people do. It's a thing. Don't know you laugh. Like there's people who take half birthdays very seriously.
Okay, well, before we talk about my birthday, what happens with a half birthday?
I don't know.
How does that?
Can't remember who I was talking to. A comic. I think
But
we
some
both
people
know
really
they celebrate
care
them.
about
They
it.
really do it. They celebrate your half birthday. They do it another little day. I can't remember who it was.
And like they just send you a text message that says happy half birthday, or you get like a cake and
they
like,
do like a birthday celebration, like a little thing. It's not as big, obviously, but they do a little drinks out and have some
Well,
fun.
you remember when
Look
you're
at
a
you and
kid.
your face.
When
Guys,
you're a kid, you want to say, "Oh, I'm 8.5."
get all the you. Yeah. Get all the you. Yeah, we used to do it as kids. You're right. Yeah. Like technically 8.5 now.
yeah,
6
but
more
you didn't
months,
get a
full
fucking
9.
party for it. They were
Yeah.
like, oh, that's right. Where's this gas surprise? It wasn't like that either. It
My,
was like-
my wife loves to do it because her birthday is the day before my birthday, so she likes to make a big deal about her half
Oh,
birthday.
okay. So she's just doing
to
it.
throw shade on
shit
my
on your
birthday.
birthday.
No, half birthdays.
Well, there's like people that have Christmas. Don't they do like a half Christmas?
July,
Christmas in
Christmas,
July.
July.
Christmas in
Sure.
July. They do a half Halloween.
I say it
thing,
with
too.
such conviction. I was like, I've never celebrated.
I mean, there's only 365 days in a year. You can wait.
You can wait.
You can wait.
Yeah.
If you can wait 180 or 2.5, you can wait 300. That's it.
So now your girls had their birthday.
Their real
birthdays are
birthdays.
almost.
They're real birthdays. Okay. None of this
Yes.
half shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Luckily for us, we got 10-4 and 10-6.
And
You know what's
four
weird? I
big
say
ones.
10. I say 10 because I forget like October. Like I forget. So I just say 10-4, 10-6. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's October. But yep. 10-4, 10-6. So we got 5 and 9. 5 and 9. Yeah, we got
Sorry, you didn't do 2 parties, right?
2 observances. Yes.
Observances.
Because
What does that mean?
I mean, because what's a party? What's a party?
What's a party? It's a,
What constitutes a party? That's what I'm asking you.
a cake and people singing to you.
Okay, so then there was 4 of them.
I just like
Then
that
there was
you.
4 of them. Because
Hold on.
we celebrated birthdays the week before they actually took place because it was my weekend,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then during the week on their birthdays there was
Wow.
these fucking kids.
My
and
family.
then,
Wow.
but then did they have a party that they invited kids from their class
Yes,
to?
yes.
Because they're
and then-
different ages, so like
yeah.
I would imagine they would at least for their like kid party because usually there's a kid party where you just have
Yeah,
back in the day it was
that on
roller
Friday.
skating and bowling. Now it's like urban air and trampoline parks.
Yeah, okay,
But like, so you have your kid birthday where you invite the kids from your class, and then you have your family party,
okay.
which is boring. And
Now,
you
see,
know,
when I was growing up, I didn't have all that shit. I didn't have kid and family party.
Oh, no?
I didn't
Just
have it.
all
I got
one?
When for them, they had the kid party on Friday, and you know it's weird because now they're getting to the age where they're pulling apart. 5 and 9, that gap is pretty legit, right? So
Yeah.
now they're starting to pull apart a little bit. I'm not excited about that because there's gonna be a lot of crying, and I don't want you to come. Me and my friends are doing this right now. Skylar is still like the cute younger sister of Lainey, so they all
they're all
talk to
mesh.
her and they want to,
Same. Yeah.
but that's going to go away quickly. But we did the birthday weekend. So they have soccer games. We get out of soccer. And then we're kind of like, what do you want to do? They want to go to the mall. Lainey's into shopping now. So Lainey wanted to get some outfits. So we go to the mall. We get a couple outfits. Lainey got hit on by a youngster. Don't worry about it. By a youngster. I'll tell you about that shortly. So we did a little shopping.
That's all I can think about.
Skylar wanted to go to the Sky Zone, right? So we
Yeah.
went there. They jumped around. Then we went back to Grandma's house, which is Sammy's mom's house, who lives in Jersey, and we did gifts, cupcakes, all that stuff.
Okay.
And then during the week, they got to do everything again. You guys are probably worrying about who was hitting on my daughter.
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking.
We're in the store. We're in Zara, and there's this little boy with his mom. They're standing right in front of us, and he's like looking around his mom at Lainey and stuff. And I don't like talking to parents at all, so I'm like, please don't fucking talk to me. Just like let these kids do it. And then the lady goes, excuse me, he wants to give her something. And I'm like, okay.
Whoa.
So you see, you're too much of a pervert to be a dad, Neil. You know,
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. How did I get? No, I just meant I was as a father. My first reaction is like, tell that little boy get out of here.
No, they're
You know
still,
what I mean?
they're still very polite.
I
at this
know,
age.
I know.
So, and mom was there. I was confident that mom wasn't going
But
to.
that's very cute.
So yeah, I thought it was kind of cute. So he
What'd he
opens
give
like a wallet. He pulls out $100 bill.
What?
Fake.
Yeah.
Looked real as shit from my
Right.
perspective. And I'm going, no. Because now I'm thinking, was it, what are you, some really rich family? Or is this like a YouTube
Sure.
thing? Some kid's got a camera. Like, I'm like, no. And then she's like, it's not real. I was like, okay. And then so he gives her $200. And then, he says his name. He says his name.
But wait, what is this woman teaching her kid?
I don't know.
You can
Just-
open
give
up your
money to
wallet
strange
and
women, I
solicit
think, is
girls. Like, what are we teaching here? Like,
It's very strange.
I don't know.
I mean, if
I
it was
let it
something he
be I let
made,
it
like
be
a-
the innocent. I just let it be
Yeah.
innocent.
that's not
That is
innocent,
nice.
though. That's not innocent. That's so crazy. Like, it's one thing if he like makes these bracelets and he had a bunch of them, and so he was giving them out to people. That's cute and innocent. But this guy's giving out fake $100
But
bills.
do you think internally he's like, I give out money, she thinks I'm a baller?
That's exactly what I
You
think.
think that's okay? I think he
Well,
was just giving something.
or when he's 27, as per last episode.
he's nurtured.
When
yeah,
he's
they're like,
27, what's he going to be doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? That's
I don't know.
there's a reason. Like, I don't know. I played cops and robbers, and you know what?
Right.
I have stolen before, so I'm not saying it. I'm just saying.
I've stolen. I've profiled people before.
See, you thought I was going to say I would know. I've stolen stuff before, and if I hadn't played cops and robbers, who knows?
Who knows
No.
where you'd be?
But I think it's messed up that he's going around with a wallet with fake $100
It's a
bills.
it is. I will say, Albert, it's good. Yes, the innocent nature of it is. I would then be like, hey, how much? Why? I would,
Yeah, well, that's
I would
what
ask the mom, like,
Oh,
why
man.
is it 100? I know, but you don't want to get into a whole thing.
First,
but-
I don't like talking to people.
Yeah.
I took it as a very innocent thing.
Right.
It crossed my mind for a split second why
Yeah.
you give him money, and I'm like,
Mm.
it's not fucking real.
Yeah, sure. No, we don't get it.
Lainey doesn't think it's real. I'm the only idiot who thought it was real.
Yeah.
He knows it's not real. She knows it's not real. She knows. I'm like, oh, back up there, pal.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
I took it as very innocent.
Sure.
All right. And then, so that was her little experience. She got a little outfit. Then they get their gifts. Lainey got a fucking Oculus.
Oh, wow. She got an Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Oculus. You know that fucking.
Yeah, I've
Going
heard that
into
you can do
VR.
what I've heard with those is that they're setting up cameras in stadiums for like sporting events and concerts so that like you could
Be
you're, like
courtside.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, the thing's insane.
And
Oh,
I
the
can't even
thing's-
do it, and yet his 9-year-old's got one. That's
The thing's insane.
all those
but see-
$100 bills he was
yeah,
getting.
well, that's non-custodial parent bullshit. That's what that is. Oh, you want a $700 gift? I got you, right? Because we're always
That's right.
overcompensating. So she got it. She's a good kid. She's a good fucking kid. She's a nice kid. She's good at school. She's done nothing to not deserve it.
Yeah.
So she got her thing. Skylar got what she got, which is a gymnastics bar. Skylar was like not even interested in the Oculus. Like didn't even. She's like, oh, cool, you got an Oculus. Like, so that was cool.
That was good.
And then cupcakes and stuff, and then we went on and did it all again.
Now,
the
did
following
you
week.
have like some weird vegan cupcakes because you and your wife are all crazy? Like what?
They may have been gluten free. They may
Gluten-free.
have been from the gluten free
Come
bakery
on.
in Cherry Hill. That's where all our sweets come
I'm
from.
on
right?
Albert's side on that one, man. I've seen too many, especially after watching that like Live to 100 thing on Netflix. It's like, how much candy do kids just get on the regular? And then
Yeah.
their birthday,
Oh
I'm
my
watching kids
God.
get shoveled
Oh
full
my
of it.
gosh!
And I'm like, this is bad, man.
It's when they used to have the
Something's wrong.
pinatas like at a party and like it just
Oh,
fall
just
candy
starburst for
falling
days.
out.
Yeah, and then Halloween's coming up. That's a sugar
Yeah.
fest. I mean, that's so we got the good cupcakes, and the kids had a fucking blast, man. And that's all you want. You just want them to be happy. And the thing is, though, the gift giving is going to slow down immensely. Like I'm not going through life gifting that hard.
I want to follow up to this in a year from now.
It's like-
So to see if
she
this
can't
is
drive yet, but
true.
we got her a car. So when she does, she's
Yeah.
finally gonna be able to. Yeah,
I mean, it's one of those things that you say to make yourself feel better
It
after
is.
it, but well,
but I'm telling you, it's the curse of the non-custodial parent.
yeah.
That's what it is.
I,
You're
and you
overcompensating
want
in
to
every
do things
way.
for your no, I get it. Like the other day, my daughter wanted to do like a Lego thing. We had a bunch of Legos, And I was like, oh, we should get a new, because the part of me was like, she's lost pieces. And if I sit there and build her and the pieces aren't there, I'm
You're
going to
gonna
get
go
frustrated.
nuts.
And so then I'm like, well, let's just get a new set. It's like I went on Amazon on my phone and made a $52 Lego purchase that I did not need to make. And I just did it because I was like, when she wants to do something, I'm going to pull that out next time and be like, all right, we'll build
We got
this.
some good Legos, yeah.
And my neuroses will.
Well, you know what?
carry
You know
us through.
what? She's good at accepting no. That's what I like. That's why she's still able to get things. Because when the answer's no, I say no, and she goes, okay.
Well, just know at Daddy's house. She's like, I get another go.
Well, no, because when we went shopping,
that's how I was.
we already got the Oculus, right? So when we went shopping, she wanted like 3 outfits, and I was like, no, you're going to get one thing. I knew why. She didn't know why, and she was like, okay. I was like, so which one you want? And it was very simple. That attitude goes a long way for me.
Mhm.
As long as she's not like trying to negotiate and but you said, it's, if she ever looks at me and says it's not even that much money, I'm probably going to get pretty upset internally.
Yeah, she's like, this cute boy was handing out hundreds.
Yeah.
Dad, so
So-
where are your hundreds?
Yeah, no. so it's cool. So she got hooked up, but I mean, hooked up way more than I ever did when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think I was spoiled as a kid. I feel like, well, I know for like birthdays, like I don't know. I know we had like a family one where maybe we go to a restaurant. We didn't make like a big deal of it, but then like we would have a bowling party. Like bowling party were my jam. I don't know if you know this,
Bowling
but
is the shit.
I was in a commercial when my birthday was happening at Idle Hour Bowling in Dixon City. I don't even know if it's still there, but
How'd the music go?
I was like, they did B-roll footage of me blowing out a birthday cake or something.
Really?
As like, their commercial that they made that went on like the local thing.
Did they pay you for that?
Yeah, right.
You gotta get a better agent. That's fucking bullshit.
Is Idle
dude.
Hour still there?
Dude, what if he's on the website?
Yeah, right. Dude, that was Scram, PA.
Scram, PA, Idle Hours North and Idle Hours South.
One of them,
they
it should have been in
expanded.
Dixon City.
It should have been in Dixon City. Sorry,
It would have been right
it's
across
just-
from the Circle Drive-In.
Okay. This is
Carbondale.
Carbondale
Carbondale.
Highway,
that's the
Grand
one,
Carbondale
that's the-
Highway.
that's
That'd
the
be
one.
it.
Boom, here we go. Yeah, I mean, it's got an updated website.
Since 1957.
Yeah,
they've been there.
it's been
Well, bowling is
around
a shit.
for
So let's
a
not.
bit.
I mean, it should be around forever because bowling is awesome.
But that was our like bowling and roller skating.
Pizza,
part.
like pizza.
You got a pizza.
roller skating.
So you bowled, then you went to the area where they had the restaurant. You got those pizzas that come out on those trays. Everybody got a slice, got a lemonade or whatever, and then the
Yeah.
presents. And then you got the presents. I remember, getting presents, to way to show, like whatever. Like I remember making friends by getting like there was a game called Pizza Party at the time. It was a stupid game, but I got it, and then another kid in my class got it for the same friend at a birthday. And then they were arguing over whose pizza party was better. It was the same game, but he was the one guy's like, "Oh, get mine; it's better than his."
Wow.
And kids are like
What a
weird
little
like
asshole.
that sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
yeah. So I don't know. Kids' birthday parties are great. I loved bowling.
This place is fantastic as well.
It
This is
looks
not
so
just a
much
bowling
better.
alley. I'm going to show it just
Thanks.
because if you're out in Scranton, I would say this is, I mean, it's got arcade. It's got some kind of
Dude,
Shanks kind of thing. It's got an indoor glow in the
That's laser
dark
tag.
goal. Yeah, laser. Oh, is this
it's
laser
really
tag?
amped up. Look at that.
This place is
Oh, they
Poor
do
Richard's
the Poor
Pub?
Richards. That's what they probably did that because of The Office, because they mentioned Poor Richards in The Office.
Okay.
So I bet you they
went-
retro.
like they
shit.
started doing
But,
cheesesteaks in that joint, which
This is
Well,
yeah.
they're cheesesteaks,
This has got a
they're
mini
cheesesteaks.
golf situation, a glow in the dark mini golf.
So
thing
Valley
going
Lanes in Carbondale, Valley Lanes was my like all through high school because I bowled in leagues and stuff. I actually worked in the kitchen at Valley Lanes.
god damn it.
Yeah, that was
on. Young man running around Scranton, getting up into stuff.
I love
There
bowling.
he
But that
is.
was
I
our
love
birthday
bowling. I
parties
love
were
bowling.
bowling parties.
Yeah, like did you ever have the party where everyone came to your house? And by the way, now, and you probably know this because you're in schools, now you have to invite everyone in the class or it's a thing.
So now it's you either have to invite everybody or just that gender is what my daughter's school says.
Oh,
Now
You
what?
either invite all the girls or everybody.
Now what do you think about because I'm going to keep it real, okay? Let Al keep it real. If there's like a
is this
if
a new
there's like
segment?
an
I don't have a
asshole-
segment for this.
No,
Like,
no, no.
Al's keeping it real. Dum, dum.
No, if there's a kid in your class who is an asshole, let's keep it real. There's little assholes. We all know one.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Mhm.
When you see him, you just fucking roll your eyes internally and cringe. You don't even want to talk to the fucking mom or dad because they're ass. That's what it is.
It's tough.
And maybe your daughter or son has a problem with that kid, or maybe there's been a bullying. You now got to invite that little piece of shit in your house. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
You gotta,
that's why you take him to
feed
Sky
that little
Zone.
motherfucker. Like, I think that's a horrible, horrible thing.
I think Jay's going to say it's a great lesson for when you go to work.
No, but I mean,
gonna-
I think that's why you have the party out. But if you know your friend's kids well enough by then you don't have to go through the school. I think it's saying if you're going to go through the school and expect them to bring invitations into school,
That's what it
then
they
you
bring
need
the
to bring in
invitations to school.
invitations for everybody,
Right.
or contact the parents on Facebook and just hey, we're having a sleepover
But-
and do it that way. Because at my house, that's how I did growing up. When I was like 12 and on, I would have parties I would have a sleepover with all my guy friends and whatever. And
How many?
like,
6, 8?
Yeah, 6 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 to 8. Because then you'd all like sleep all over the floor and the couch
Yeah, then
and
you
whatever.
fucking
And you
make
stay
a
up. No,
goddamn
you're staying
mess.
up all night anyway.
Make a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Orange soda, grape soda. There's all kinds of.
Oh,
fucking
you're going to
shit.
sleep with a sticky mouth, guys.
Oh god.
I didn't mean that in a weird. I just meant that like we all know those kids.
Write
They're
that time
good- yeah,
down.
yeah. Oh, what?
Neil's got to write his own time.
Oh man. I
That's
like
funny.
it.
You can leave
Keep
that.
it.
That's
Let's take it out.
Yeah, soda covered. Soda
But
covered.
what does the school do if you do the thing and you don't invite it?
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Well, they won't pass them out if there's not one for everyone.
Okay. But now, can you on the slide though? You can be like, hey,
Would
here.
you on a slide?
Yeah,
Yeah, you could.
could.
I mean, you could.
But so they'll go. So you
But
go
their
in and
kids
they'll be
aren't
like,
that
okay,
slick at that age.
and they'll go, is there an invitation for everyone? They're like everyone but Brenda, and they're like, okay, we're not sending these out.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Dude, the
'cause you-
90s are dumb, but yeah, like when I had a party, I would not. There was my mother. It's like contact the school. Like I'll bring in. You invite whoever you want. If somebody got a problem, come
So,
talk to me. Like
well,
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But now-
and then sometimes like kiddos like my daughter, or whatever, don't get today. She got invited. She was at a birthday party today. She was at there. My wife just sent me a picture. It was at like a Sky Zone or whatever. But I'm observing a family for a class I'm taking, and that has a kid with special needs, and they're like, we don't get very many birthday.
They don't get
invites.
on the birthday.
So it's like, and she understands. She's like, he would be interested for 10 seconds and he'd be off by himself. But here's the thing: that's the beauty of like these Sky Zones and stuff. Because like Alicia went up and she was so excited. She talked about this girl. At the minute she woke me up, she's like, "It's Juliana's birthday today." Like all she
Oh,
did
wow.
was talk about and perseverate on her birthday. But then she's gonna get there and she's gonna keep saying, "It's Juliana's birthday," and the girl's gonna be like, "All right, yeah, you said it's my
Yeah.
birthday 10 times."
Yeah.
And so that's the part that you get to really see how hard it can be for peers with certain other peers. Like my wife texted me that a girl's name. She's like, "Oh, I think this Jeannie girl here is going to be a potential friend. She looks like she's hanging tough with Alicia through all of like her
Okay.
idiosyncrasies." Because that's what you have to look for. And that's what, when I talked with the other parent, that's what she said. She's like, over the years, occasionally there were kids who would just hang tough through it all, or there's a comic named Karen out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. She's in like the central part of the state. She has like 6 kids, and she has one of her sons is autistic, and she talks about she has a friend that hangs with him, comes over, but because she has 5 other kids, when her son isn't into it or is off doing his own thing for a minute,
He can go
then he's got
hang
other.
out with
He's
the
just
other ones.
hanging out with everybody in the house,
Nice.
and that's like the best scenario.
Yeah,
It's
she must
like,
have a massive house if she has 6 kids.
so my
Jesus
daughter's
Christ.
my daughter's birthday is coming up. It's going to be it's the end of the month, the 23rd.
Okay, and what's the plan?
And so we have a whole list of options because my daughter was talking about a sleepover. Well, again, I don't know girls that would I don't know. She just got to a new school. I don't know how many girls are like hanging with her on a level that they would do that. And I don't know how we would have to plan the evening that like there were many activities. Cause I told my wife, I was like, maybe we could do it like it's a sleepover. Like they come over at 7 to 9 and we do things like a sleepover, like we do
And then-
nails,
and then they
do
start
like little
fading, and then their parents
makeovers.
come pick them up.
And then, and do popcorn and start a movie or watch a short movie and just do 10-minute activities real quick so that it keeps Alicia's attention and it's stuff that she's interested in. But then it puts a lot on Amanda and I to really be there to
You're entertaining.
facilitate and be.
And I have a question about this whole invite everyone to the party thing. You got to invite everybody to this fucking party.
and you're
Do-
paying for them.
But do they? And they can just decline and be like, no, we're not
Oh
going.
yeah.
That's bullshit. That
Wait,
is
you saying that if they're invited,
okay,
they
you're
have to
gonna
come?
force me to invite everybody because it's inclusivity and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, fine. And I'm gonna give someone something, and they could shit on us and be like, oh no, we don't want to go to your house. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And they can be so I'm exposing myself. They can be
But they could
rude.
be
like
9
real
million
life, dude.
reasons why.
Yeah.
It could be 10 million reasons.
There could
why
be
they're
10
not
million
going.
reasons. There could be 10 million reasons why you don't want to invite them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get off of
But
that. because
I mean, but here's the thing about the only thing that's crappy about that is if you go to like Urban Air, because that was
place
our
is
other thing.
shit.
We talked about renting out a movie theater. You can rent out a movie theater, our local one.
Yeah.
It's earlier hours, but like you can rent it with a minimum of 10 people.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
even just pay 10 people, even if only 6 come.
Uh-huh.
And then you can't bring anything other than like cupcakes because you have to be able to buy concessions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like movie theaters, so you got movie theaters now. You still have bowling alleys. I mean, roller skating rinks are dying, but you still have
I guess
those.
I kind of asked that because like you had said that there's some concerns that maybe kids won't want to come.
Well, and then you have
Right.
to pay, but then you have to pay for them if they don't.
Right.
If they don't tell you in time, normally the place, if they didn't have to prepare anything,
Yeah.
they would just.
No, I'm more asking like is there like is it onus on them that they need to that they should strongly consider go like is there I don't even want to use the word pressure, but is the energy surrounding this thing that like, hey, so and so's having a party, we should all try to go because we're trying to keep this inclusivity thing
Oh no, I don't
going.
think that's that. I don't think it has anything. I don't think the teachers even like would talk about that. I think it's just like, oh, we got an invitation home. Half of the kids probably lose it before it gets home, so they don't even know that there's a party. and then it all shakes out in the end because then either the parents like, oh, do you like so and so? Would you want to go? Because that's what we say. Would you want to go to their party? Because if they don't want to go to the party, I'm not going to force them to go to the party. They don't like the kid, or they feel the kid doesn't like them. Then that kind of weeds it out, and then the date and time might weed it out. The place might weed it out. Like
I just that
it all
that
gets
concept gets. That concept to me is interesting, but because it kind of like does it incentivize a child to be a nice person to everyone? You know what I'm saying? Like is it like I'm going to get invited to the party anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like, is there incentive to be nice to people when it's like there's no there's no ramification for not being nice to everyone because you're still going to get invited to all the social events that take place.
Well, I mean,
that's
that's not necessarily true. I mean, I guess it's just a birthday party. Like, like if anything, it's a ploy to get you to buy them a gift. So if anything,
that's a good way of
so
looking
it's like, I don't know that there's plenty of other things in the world that are gonna take care of that train of like them being a good person. I mean, them being able to get through the day without being kicked out of class, or get through the day without the teacher having to reprimand them or take away recess, or there's going to be plenty of other things. If they're that kid, then there's other things that are being taken care of. So, to me, that's not that big of a deal. Like, whatever. I don't mind if we have to invite. We're happy to invite everybody and see who comes, and that'll be great because then we get to see who wanted to come to our birthday, and that's why we have it at a place where there's activities and things going on. We used to do it the last couple of years. We weren't spending money, and with COVID, we actually, her family has a like sort of semi outdoor pavilion. It's like. And so what we did is we set up a sheet. I got a projector and we did a movie night when COVID was just breaking. And then we just had a bunch of treats, and the girls came and they went on a hayride with the tractor at the family farm. And then we watched a movie.
You got resources, bro.
Had cupcakes. Yeah, the family farm.
That's resources, man. That's a good way.
One year we did a pumpkin patch for her. So we got a bunch of little pumpkins and put them out on the farm field. The kids went and go pick their own pumpkin. They came back and painted it.
Yeah, you got.
They left with a craft. I'm
jealous of the upbringing. That sounds great.
But
you have a good party.
We don't want to talk about my sad stuff. It's every time. I don't want to. I want to talk on this podcast less because I realize how. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I was saying, I think we're playing with a couple options. I want to do what I want her to do the sleepover thing, but I still think we need to wait a little bit more time till we find a couple girls that either get along with themselves, so that when Alicia's doing her own thing, they can, the
sleepover birthdays, especially with, again, the paramount of like it being a whole class. Typically I felt like sleepovers, how old? Sleepover happens a little later in general.
Yeah. Sleepovers Or yeah, I
Or
think you're right.
it's-
Well, she's going to be
or it's
10,
not
so
for
I
her
think
birthday.
that's I think it's around the era where you do sleepovers. Right now, they do just sleepovers with their cousins and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
we're going away this weekend for a wedding, so like obviously she's staying with her cousins and stuff like that, which is cool. That's the precursor, to that. So
Yeah, right. Like, it
but
helps you get-
sleepovers were huge. Like one of my friends, one of my closest friends from growing up, the only day of the year he was allowed to sleep over was on my birthday. That was
Really?
the only time.
That's because your mom or his family,
Parents didn't they you should be
weren't into
home.
it. Okay.
You should be home with your family. So the only time was a special occasion with no half birthdays, only full birthdays, and my buddy Bob can come sleep over. And so for the longest time, it'd be me and him. And then as we got older, we'd invite the other guys on the basketball team or whatever,
Yeah. See,
And-
when I was coming up, man, when I was like in grade school and stuff, no class parties. It was just a family. It was just me and my family. Then I guess like the last party I had was probably a bar mitzvah. That was probably the last like party, birthday party.
That's a big party.
That's a big party.
I've worked
Only
catering for
four
some of
dudes came to
those.
my bar mitzvah. Only 4 friends came to my bar mitzvah.
Really?
Keith, Chris, Artie. Who was it? Only like four. Only four.
So it was
and
a
then
lot
it
of
was
ladies,
the
though.
rest was family. No, the rest was.
Oh,
family.
no girls?
No girls. 4 dudes and the rest was family. Yeah, that's
It's
just
a sausage fest.
sausage fest. Fucking.
It's the day he's becoming a man. First of
I
all,
know,
yeah,
right?
it
Where are
should
the
be a
women?
sausage. No,
Shouldn't they be ushering in
he's not
women?
ready for that. He just became a man. Give him
Yeah,
a
I don't
break.
know what I'm doing yet.
Hey, he just became a man. All of a sudden, he's got to be a woman's going to be there. Geesh.
And then no birthday parties. College when I turned
Look at
21.
Jehovah's
the fellas-
Witness
the
over
fellas
here,
threw me a
right?
party. But it's weird now because now Sammy observes my birthday, and she's like, "What are we doing for your birthday?" And I just say nothing.
Oh, so
She's
you're
like, "No." I'm like, "It's not a big deal." And she's like, "Yes, it is." Like in her world, growing up, they were a big deal. So now my birthday is back to being a big deal.
Ooh.
But I don't know how to handle it because I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's-
My wife was killer with birthdays. She's so good at it. She did we did she rented a van and we went down to did bar hopping one time. One time went down to Barcade in Fishtown.
Does she do that thing where she like invites your friends and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Also, and you don't know about it kind of deal.
And you probably heard me do
wow, bro.
you've
That's
probably
nice.
heard me do I did a
So
new
great.
bit that I've been working on. With the first time I told her I love you, which was true, was at it must have been 27th birthday. And I went out to she gave me a call. She said, "Hey, meet me so or go out to your car." And on the car, she tied balloons to the car. And inside one of the balloons was a little note. So you had to pop the balloon. You got the note. It led me to a place that we had gone together on a date, or the gym we were going to, or the school we had let. So I'm going to all these places.
Straight
popping
scavenger hunt.
balloons.
Huh?
Yeah. And it led me to the bar where we went to play trivia every Tuesday night. That was kind of like my Cheers. I always hung out there in Pottstown at Jack Cassidy's. And I walked in and I thought it was just one of the other clues. And I walk in and I saw all the people and I was
whole posse was there?
stunned. Like my whole
Family,
friends were there.
Wow.
Nobody had ever done anything like that for me. That
Wow, bro.
intricate.
I'm genuinely jealous.
I had no
I'm not
idea.
kidding.
I just knew I was doing these balloons. I thought it was going to lead to her and I having dinner or
I
something.
feel so bad for Neil right now.
Don't talk about this like
so
this.
so
No,
I
it's
went up and
fine.
I went up and I told her
It's
I love
beautiful.
you.
It's very nice.
And she's like, "Yeah, you told me several times," because I told her about the bit. I sent her a bit. I'd been working on it on Thursday night, and I sent her one of the things. I'm like, "Did you hear this yet?" She's like, "No, I read it in your journal, but I didn't see it. I didn't hear it yet." And she's like, I didn't believe you when you told me. You told me several times that night, including when you were pissing on the side of the building drunk at 2 a.m.
I fucking love you. Fuck
Did you write? He wrote
I gotta
it.
say,
He
birthday.
wrote it with the piss.
Yeah.
You're one of the
Doing a
best
heart.
birthday girlfriends I've ever met. Wife, I don't know where you are right now. Woof.
No, that's
But like that
some
was
serious-
a
that's some
special,
serious
but like,
effort.
she's
Wow.
always done stuff like that. So it's it's really cool. So it's like, but that's hard. She set a high bar for herself, but and then the coolest thing I did for her, maybe her 30th, I got 4 of her friends from college. So 6 of us went up to the Finger Lakes and I rented a VW Beetle bus, van thing that fit 6 people
Went wine tasting?
and did wine country tasting for 6 to 8 hours.
That everybody should do what he did. That's a good weekend. It's very inexpensive.
It was.
It's
It
a lot
really
of fun.
was.
It's fucking
Yeah.
beautiful,
Hmm.
and you get wine drunk, bro. You're
Yeah.
tanked up. Just
Yeah.
yeah. It's
But so
good
yeah.
job.
So it was
Good
a fun.
job,
That
bro.
was a good weekend. So one time she did another. So my 30th, she did another party for me that was like a blowout at her family's house with all my friends and stuff there. Like, yeah, she's done a lot of really cool things.
See that's really so you're a family. So I'm just like really getting into. So this is very bad for me because I don't really give a shit about my birthday. There's a lot of people like kind of like downplay their birthday, you know? So I am like learning how to be a birthday guy through my daughters,
Yeah.
but also looking how much effort is put into my birthday by my wife. It's like, fuck, you better try a little bit. But in the past, I would date girls. I'm like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. Oh, it's your birthday. Okay, that's cool. Like,
Happy birthday.
yeah, happy birthday. Like, I'm gonna go extra longer tonight because
There's
it's your birthday.
there's
you know
your
what I mean? Like,
nurture. There's your nurture versus nature.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah. And I was just like, I was just a bad birthday guy. I'm getting better at it.
Yeah.
I mean, my daughters, I think, are very happy with the birthdays I provide for them, but I'm not good at celebrating.
And
my
you were
own,
talking about
so-
gifts too. Like
$100
we're not
bucks.
they don't. Alicia just wants books. So like, you get her, take her to BAM and let her pick out 2 books, and she would be happy as pie. So like, I'm happy with that. And then my mom constantly buys them clothes and stuff. So it's like, that's already taken care of. So it's just like, I'm not big into buying things. I'm big into like experiences. I would rather
Experiences, yes.
invest in a really cool experience. I'd rather for her friends to go and have all the stuff at Sky Zone that they could do, the extra add-ons, like you know, when she did a Bounce You, I was like big spender. Bounce You is this, if you don't know, is a place with inflatables. So think like Sky Zone, but for younger kids.
Mhm.
So it's got like things you climb up and slide down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
bounce
they
houses.
sometimes
We
can
did-
bounce houses and stuff. And so they have 2 rooms, and each room sometimes seasonally changes. So you get like half hour in one room, or half hour, and then you get a party room that, you know.
So you went VIP at the bounce house.
And so, dude, I was
Yeah.
like flashing lights, bubbles. You could have a character
he's
come
tipping
in.
the workers. He's like,
You
hey,
could
you're
have
doing a good
face
job, kid.
painters come in. Like, they have all these add-ons, and I'm like adding on the bubble package because Alicia loved bubbles. So I'm like, all right, they're gonna
Yeah,
do a
there
bubble
you go.
dump, and so I'd much rather do those things, or like we were talking about last time. We're planning on a vacation, a big vacation.
Yeah, memories are
Like,
memories are better
I'd
than gifts.
much rather-
Gifts end up broken under the couch.
Yeah, I know, because like exactly. I'm sick of toys. Oh my god, I just want to throw all the toys out. When they go to school, I just want to throw every toy they own in the trash.
Well, this is the problem I think we see a bunch, and I think that's what Albert was trying to get at with like this, like the spending, because then your relationship with your kid it's about things. It becomes
Yes.
objective.
Yes.
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 Because I know that if I'm good, or if I want, or if I do this, or my birthday, I get.
That's so annoying.
And that to me gets scary. I get scared when I see kids that are very like, well, I'm going to act this way if you don't give me this. I'm like, whoa, that's bad.
Yeah, see, we don't have that problem.
Yeah,
Like I said,
which
she's
is-
really good at hearing no and just being like, okay, that's what
Well,
it is.
now she's got an Oculus Rift, so that might change.
Yeah,
No, but-
I always had. I really want to get like Thanksgiving, or not Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, give me gifts on Thanksgiving. Christmas, my birthday. Like, I was really into getting gifts, and my parents were totally buying my affections.
Oh, because
with
you have to
gifts.
split house. Oh yeah, you were getting
So like Sega, whatever,
Yeah,
those kind of things.
But when you were getting, sorry to cut you off, when you were getting those gifts, did you feel like, oh, I'm mega loved, or were you gaming this whole thing so you could get gifts?
I probably a little column A, column B. I
Okay.
think what was cool, like when you'd see that, there's nothing better than you open that up and you're like, oh, I get to play with this. Like,
Okay.
so like there was that joy, but I really carried that joy over. And then as an adult, like now, like for Christmas, like my mom always tries to make a big deal to get me something that I really want, but now it's like, oh, I get like 1 or 2 gifts, and I'm like, and I still am like hurt over it. Like, there's a part of me that doesn't let, like, that it's about my kids and it's about this, but if I'm being honest with myself, there's a piece of me like, that's all the gifts you mean? Like, that's right, there is no Santa. Jeez, and I'm just
But you
so
forget you have money.
yeah. Then I'm like,
It's
all
like,
right,
oh, yeah, I
I
can
can
just
buy
go-
myself whatever I
purchase
want.
that on my own.
Yeah.
I'm not a. When it was my birthday when I was younger, the most I ever spent was like $100.
Sure. that's
Okay,
nothing
like
wrong with
$100
that.
gift.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anything super mega large. $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like a game. I think back in the day, remember Game Gear? I think that thing
Yeah.
cost $129.
It's Sega.
Was that that was the
color
Sega
Game
one,
Boy.
right?
Oh, yes. I didn't
Yeah.
get a game, right?
Yeah. And that was probably the last gaming thing I ever purchased. I wasn't really into games, but that was it. But I say that because I am a very bad gift receiver also.
Oh, you're just preaching to the
No.
choir.
Oh, you're with me?
Yeah,
And nothing
it's
is
all
worse
bad.
than they hand it to you and then they're like, and you're like, oh, you're
Yeah,
gonna watch me do this. It's like someone watching
You're
you go
about
to
to see-
bathroom. Like you're fuck. You're
Speaking
like,
of putting a mask on.
yeah. Like, fuck. Now I got to act surprised.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's like-
Oh,
it's like, and then like you're like, I don't get too excited over anything.
I
Really. So
know.
I'm like, this is awesome. And like,
Yeah, yeah,
You don't
fake
like
it.
you
it.
don't like it. I'm like, no, I do
No,
like it. I just don't
yeah.
act. I don't act that way about gifts. Like,
Sure.
yeah, it's a whole weird thing. For
No,
me.
no, I think a lot of people feel that way. I don't think you're alone in that. Like, you want to be like, especially if my mom gets me something or she's amped up about it. Now, my Alicia is the most adorable because, like, even in the morning, like, I don't need an alarm clock. She just rolls in at 7. I want breakfast, and it's
Right.
like so abrasive. And then she's yelling at me like a short order cook, like she's Gordon Ramsay. She's like, "Oi, mate, make me some eggs and some single plate." And she's barking all these things at me, "You donkey!" And I'm like, "What is happening?" Like, but then the minute I give her that, she
Yeah,
smiles and the joy, and she's like, "Thank you, Daddy, so much." And you're like, it melts your heart. Like, so my daughter's so good at that. My mom loves getting her gifts because
okay.
she's like the best at being like, look what grandma got me. Oh, I love it. And it's
Oh.
so adorable. So like you find the people and you're like, hey, give more gifts to them. Then like,
Yeah, don't waste
'cause
don't waste it on me.
and I
Don't
can
waste
see
it on
the
me.
joy it brings my mom. I can see the joy. There's a level of currency that she can't pay the rent, but if she keeps being that adorable,
There
I'll
you
keep
go.
waking up and making her food, you
Yeah.
know?
No, I mean the other thing that happens to me when I get gifts is that sometimes they're too nice for me.
This is
Oh my!
Like
I'm the
watches.
worst.
I hate when people get me a watch. I'm like,
I-
dude, I will never wear this watch.
we're watching.
I- Say my wife, she's great. She likes that. She wants me to wear nice clothes. She wants me to look good when we go out to dinner. She wants me to look good when I'm on stage, and I give her props because she does a really good job of making sure I look good. But sometimes she'll hand me a shirt, and I'm like, I know this was super expensive. I'm never going to wear that. Like this is too good for me. I'm going to ruin this. So sometimes she like yells at me because she got me something nice that I don't wear. And I'm like, well, I don't wear it because it's too nice. I don't want to. And she's like, stop doing that, please. And it's like this thing.
Wow.
You better don't give me any gifts.
That's
okay?
so healthy. See,
My
you
birthday-
got
You're
Yeah.
already an old man. I didn't know this about you.
This is so my father. Yeah, no, let's
I'm a
not do that.
curmudgeon, I know.
But yes, as someone, I want to also get better at the birthday thing because I never prize my birthday at all. And when you put that out into the world, one, a lot of people are shaken up at it because a lot of people they do whole birthday months. I know we were kind of talking about
yeah,
we're going to
birthday
talk
weeks,
about that. Like
birthday
some people get,
months.
I think there is a line of intensity
on the
where
birthdays.
it's almost like, and I'm not going to say it's some people more than others. I'm going to say some, let's just say 20-year-old women who are of a certain age,
Don't you
they
hate-
are having a birthday year.
Don't you
in
hate
which-
like it's my birthday, bitch? You're all
Yeah,
drunk at the bar, like fucking 28, bitch. You're like, Jesus Christ,
remember-
shut up.
We remember when MTV was doing the Sweet 16 like
Oh,
reality
yeah.
show? Like
Ugh.
that's the thing. When you amp up people, and that's your point, when you amp up people with things, and now there's a reality show about girls at 16
Getting
and the
Bentleys
parties and
shit,
how
right? They
much
were
their
getting-
parents are spending on these
Yes.
parties,
Yeah.
then you're creating a culture where they view how well they're loved based on
That's all
how
they're
much
doing.
they're
Material gifts.
spending.
You
And
don't
that-
want to set that world. That
And that's
bar
what
up.
it is. Like, that's why the father of the bride's got to pay for the wedding,
Right.
like all of that nonsense
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
But that
ain't-
show was
that
crazy.
Ain't happening, just so you know.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. We're getting married at the Yoder Ranch under that pavilion.
Yeah, oh dude,
That's where we're getting
please.
married. If Dad's
with the only thing that's the bad part about it is the nuclear power plant is in the skyline.
oh,
of
the Simpsons
farm
thing in the background.
back.
Yeah.
I'll brush
Oh, I
that
know
out of the
exactly where you're
photos.
located.
Yeah. You can brush
No,
that out of the
But
photos.
yeah, no, yeah, there is this culture of going crazy. It's like you want to spoil your kids, you want them to feel special, but you gotta
We
rein
gotta take
it
it on
in at
stride. You
some
know what I always
point.
thought a cool birthday thing would be? Like this is if like so you have like you have like your mortgage, your car payment. What if all those companies gave you your birthday month off? What if you could just skip your mortgage for the month of January? I mean, they're going to make it up in you. Like you're not going to get. What if it was like, hey, it's your birthday, you don't have to pay this month? How fucking great
Like,
would
wait,
life be?
you don't have to pay this month, or we're gonna deduct it as
No,
if
you just don't
did
have to.
pay.
You just don't have to pay this.
So you
month.
just push it off. So
you
now
just push
you
it.
still
It's
have
just
the
going to
payment.
stack on
Oh.
the back. It's not. It's like a fake gift. But how great would it be if you woke up in January and you got a letter from the bank being like, "Don't pay us this month,"
Yeah,
and then your car note was like, "Don't pay us this month," and all the companies like, "You don't owe us anything this month." Wouldn't that be fucking awesome?
Yeah, you need to go to a different country or something, man. I don't
That
know.
would be. That would be great.
I don't know.
all I
Anyways,
want for my
that'd be
birthday,
amazing.
when I think about birthdays now, all I want is the day. I want the day to be able to like do a round of golf, like have a day where I get to plan all cool stuff, like get out early and go have some breakfast, go golfing, grab some lunch somewhere, and then transition into like maybe going to a game or something in the evening or
What
to
month
a
is your birthday?
show.
It's the summer month.
March 8th. So but like that.
It's a tough round of golf. It could be a cold round of golf in March, right?
March will be all right.
Global warming's happening. It's probably fun.
Maybe. I'll do an indoor.
We're
We'll
on
go,
pace.
Top golf. We'll go to Top
yeah.
golf.
Golf.
Yeah, I
You
think
know?
that's funny you said, because it'd be like, what are you going to do for your birthday? Like hit some golf balls, maybe
Yeah.
do some jiu-jitsu.
I was talking about
That's
that
it.
with like bachelor parties, like because I was my buddy was getting married this week. It was like said to him like, "Hey, we're gonna do a bachelor party," and it's his second marriage, so I didn't realize like it loses the shine of this. So now it's like you have when you're your first wedding, you're like Playboy Mansion,
Yeah.
but then by the time it's your second or third marriage, you're like, I'm gonna go hit up Bobby from down the block. We're gonna go to Top Golf.
Yeah.
And it's just like the whole thing, like just
Bobby got a bag of shrooms. We're going to go to Top Golf.
Yeah.
Like, there you go.
it's like a different beast. It loses its shine.
Yeah. You still get arrested, but it's a whole
Yes,
different
it's a whole
situation.
different scenario.
That is fun though. Yeah, for your first marriage, guys, you're listening. Don't do a bachelor marriage. That's big.
Wait for the
Wait second or third marriage.
right.
This
You're
way,
gonna
it's a
need it on
big
the second one.
experience.
But he didn't want to do one, so I was disappointed. So hopefully the wedding will be fun. By the time this airs, I will hopefully be hungover in a hotel. So
Nice,
There you go.
wonderful.
a beautiful way to
Blessed
do
be.
yeah, blessed be.
Yeah, blessed be.
But
Hold
yeah,
on you.
But what was the lesson of this?
The birthday thing, I think it's from parents, and I don't know. Yeah, I look forward to thinking about it if I'm, when I become a parent. I feel like setting expectations. It's not like you don't want to set expectations, but at the same time, you want to just be like, hey, this is a day for you, and you feel loved, right? Like that's really
you're
should be what
celebrating
it's
your
about.
life. We're celebrating your life. You're here.
And your
you're-
effect on us.
Yes.
And how we see each other. And then if there's gifts and stuff, but it's that expectation of like, hey man, we love you. Here's some nice things, but it's about us coming together, friends and family, and seeing you for who you are. I think that's lost. And when you're young, I like to hear you guys talk about it because that was interesting. Different age groups, you got to do different things. You just gotta.
But it was always
mix it
sleep
up
for me. It was always a guaranteed sleepover because that was easy. And then my mom would just like make tons of pizzas. She'd make like homemade pizzas. She'd make so that way she was like saving money, whatever, because we were like, pits eating whatever. And then she would wake up and make a full breakfast, like pancakes, bacon, eggs.
Yeah. And then your friends would leave at like 2 o'clock.
Whatever. And so like, but that was it. And then we'd buy a bunch of junk food, and there was a Turkey Hill we could walk like 3 blocks down, so we'd all take a break, go.
Yeah. And then your friends would leave, and you play with all your toys, and you'd be like, thanks a lot, Mom.
Exactly
This was
right.
awesome.
You're just playing, you're watching we go to Blockbuster, rent a bunch of movies to watch at night, and you play whatever video game. The one time we boxed, somebody had 2 pairs of boxing gloves, and we did like a fight club.
Oh, there you go. That's a good birthday.
But yeah, so it's just like those kind of things, Or the one year we did water balloons, but then somebody called the cops and said we were throwing paint on things.
Oh my fucking!
And like then the
God.
cop got there, and then everybody ran in. Like one buddy Bob ran in the house, and then they thought that was suspicious.
Yeah, and he's like,
And
"This
we
is
were
my
no,
one
we're
year
just
to
water
get."
balloons. I was
He
like,
only goes to
I
your
don't get
house
to hang
one
out.
time,
Yeah.
and he
Well,
was like, "The
he's like,
coppers."
yeah, so he'll never be able to come out. But like people, yeah. So I think we kept it. My mom, we wouldn't have a ton of money, so like I think as I got older, I just wanted to hang with friends. So just opening up the house and feeding us and letting us hang for the night was like enough.
Yeah.
But younger, like roller skating.
When
and
did
bowling
you
parties.
stop celebrating your birthday? Like what? Like when you were 16, were you still doing that?
Yeah,
shit for your
16.
birthday?
Actually, when I was 16, I think we did like my mom actually rented a hall. Oh, it's funny. We rented a hall called the Moxie Club, and it was like an Italian social club.
Hey.
And it wasn't very
Oh.
fancy. It had the bar where everybody hung out, and then it had like the VFW hall room
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But we got the DJ. We had a family friend who was a DJ.
So you had like a sweet 16.
And
almost.
so,
That
yeah.
was
And
great.
but then here was funny is it was during Lent. I went to a Catholic school.
Sure.
So, and they had ordered a bunch of food and it was like a Friday or something. So like we had to have
It's all
the priest,
anchovies.
we had like the priest come and like bless it so that like,
So
people
was-
could eat it or
okay to say
whatever.
during that?
yeah. Well, yeah. It's like, yeah. So
It's like, guys, we got cod, halibut. It's all fish and pasta. That's all we got.
Silvers.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But like, yeah, but we did stuff like that. So that way you could have guys and girls. And it was cool because then that's when you're like dating. Like you're having girls and guys, because you wouldn't have a
Mhm.
girls come to the house or a sleepover. Like, I mean, I had parents who allowed that, so I'm grateful to them as as one of the guys.
It seemed good.
But my mom wouldn't have allowed that. Although I will say, my mom did let I had like serious girlfriends into like college and stuff that were able to like, sleep
yeah.
over, and even in high school, towards the end of high
I
school.
never had a female sleepover in high school that my mother knew about, but in college,
that knew about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was in a long term. I was with this person for a while, so I think that was allowed. But I think it was against her. Yeah, it was interesting to see her be lax, because I wouldn't have imagined she was okay with it. Like, yeah. So it was. Yeah, I don't know. I guess parents have.
Everybody
to,
knew what was going on.
Yeah, yeah. There's no.
And
we were even. I was even smoking cigarettes in my room at that point.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, don't. I mean, you're looking at me. I was outside.
Yeah, because then we my moms both smoked at one point.
They couldn't smell shit.
So, but in my room, like, wow, the gall I had.
Yeah.
Just
were you like
smoking
now? Were
my
you like up by the
room.
window, like, or you just like?
No, we were just
desk,
in
like,
bed, like post sex, just like smoking
cranking fucking
cigs.
Marlboro 100s.
Yeah,
huh?
just so now we would normally go out on the front porch, but like right after you want a cigarette, so
Damn, bro,
Yeah.
I would not expect that. That is a J Yoder fact.
That's
I never
that
saw
was
coming.
a different J Yoder.
That was Scranton. Yeah.
That was Scranton.
That's
Yeah,
a
you
whole
think that was
different
a whole
boy.
different guy.
Yeah.
How are you getting your smokes?
So actually, the way I would get them before I was allowed,
I'm gonna
to
look
buy
up the
them,
place. Hold on, it's probably still around.
It was a mobile. It was a gas
Uncle
station.
Ricky's.
It was a gas. It was a drive-in gas station, full service station, small little. And so my mom would give me her mobile card. Now gas at this point, and I already feel old.
$2.15.
It was under $1
Yeah.
when I first started. It was like in the 80, 90 cents.
Yeah.
So it only took like $8 or $10, and packs of cigarettes were only $2. So I would shortchange the gas. I would get like $6 worth of gas, or I'd make my buddy chip in, and I would put it on the card so that when they added it in, it wasn't an itemized receipt. This place was low key.
Yeah,
it was just mobile $8. 6 of that was gas, 2 of that was cigarettes, and they never questioned me. And I had like this little cheap beard then, whatever I could grow at the time, because I always looked a little older, because my one buddy once tried to dress me up to go get beer.
Oh no!
And it did.
Work?
Oh, saw me coming a mile away. Put me in a flannel shirt and a trucker hat. And,
Yeah.
It was just like,
how's it going, gentlemen?
it might have been. It might as well have been
Like,
a little
hey, Jay
rascals
Yoder.
in a trench coat.
Yeah.
Like,
Might as well been on his shoulders.
it was obscene.
And then you had the smoke. So then you and your buddy would drive around the car cranking smokes and shit.
and everybody. And then
then
the place I got my first pack of cigarettes, a restaurant in Carbondale. I'm calling all these places out. McDonald's. It sounded like McDonald's, so you had to be careful when your family was telling you,
It's like
we're going to
McDowell.
it's like McDonald's. They're like, oh, we're going to McDonald's, and you're like, McDonald's or McDonald's,
Wow.
and because they had an ad, and they were like, the one without the arches,
Okay.
and so it's just a family
Was that a
restaurant
cigarette machine
with
in
a
that
farmer
joint?
on the top, and as you walked into the foyer.
Yep.
There was a cigarette, and that foyer was always open, even if the restaurant was closed.
Oh yeah.
So, like, we went paintballing with a buddy of mine, Ferris, and he and I were waiting, and we went in and bought a pack of Marlboro mediums.
Yep.
And we went paintballing that day, and then we would be off smoking a cigarette in the woods, paintballing.
Getting
It's
caught.
like-
How they know we're
I
there?
didn't, here's the funny part. It's funny. I never inhaled. I did not know how to
How to
inhale when
do
I
the
was smoking
cigarette game
cigarettes.
properly.
And actually, my first, I would steal cigarettes out of my parents, but they smoked like Salem's, and I wasn't down with that.
Virginia Slims.
Yeah.
J,
Then when I was like, when I was,
That's what I had.
then
at the paintball field, you can pull out Virginia
this
Slims.
is so bad. Why do I keep doing this? All right. So then when I was like 17, 18, I worked for a convenience store, Mini Mart.
Okay.
And so what I would do is, because cigarettes were getting more expensive, I would not charge I would pretend like I was charging the people for their coffee. And then every 4 coffees bought me a pack of cigarettes.
You fucking criminal. You embezzling piece of shit. You were embezzling funds from the local mini mart to buy some Winston's.
Yeah,
or
so
some
every 4 coffees, I would pretend like I was ringing them up. And
it's pretty smart, because you like laundering money because you can't measure the coffee.
Oh, I loved even the getting them from the mobile station for you, because That's funny when like you're talking, like noting it to your mom's car, like gas is up, huh?
Yeah.
Great. Now,
Yeah.
you know what? Nowadays, you're like, why does my son know a bunch about gas prices? Because you're trying to work out. It's like, right, mom? It's up.
Economics,
Crazy
yeah, doing the math.
nowadays.
Yeah. Well, you got to test boundaries. You got to test the boundaries.
Oh yeah, it's they say life will find a way. Kids will find a
Well,
way.
I'm
That's-
like I said, I moved so much that you're always trying to fit in, and you're willing. It's like we talked about in a previous episode with like coaching and like your daughter getting the elbow. Do you give the elbow back? Like, that there is these. It's like you ever watch Beverly Hills Cop with the second one. His whole through line is like whenever you would like sneak, he's like, "Listen, I wasn't always a cop. Sometimes and that's sort of how I felt. Like, I tested the boundaries of shoplifting.
But
And
I've always had this question about cigarettes. It's illegal to be under 18 and purchase cigarettes.
Yeah.
Or is it 21 now?
but it's
Maybe?
not
I don't know.
illegal to smoke them.
What
Is
the
that true?
fuck? What the fuck is that? How-
you're not supposed to be smoking cigarettes if you're under 18.
So,
Yeah.
so like when I was in high school, right?
Well, now
all
you
the
can't
kids-
buy them 21, right?
Right. I
No,
think
no,
they
you have
just
to look 21, don't you, or something
Yeah,
like that?
they just-
Yeah,
whatever.
be 21.
But so when we were in high school and all those kids were across the street smoking, they were not 18,
oh
right? No, they weren't 18. They were like
Right.
freshmen. But you couldn't legally do anything to that. But if they bought a pack, I mean,
Then the
it
place
doesn't
could.
make-
Well, the goal was to crack down on the place because then
Yeah.
they could get fined or whatever. But like, yeah, we were going behind the church. We were going. There was a house. There was an abandoned house right around the corner, and I can't believe nobody called the cops on us. There were like 7 of us, like
sitting
Catholic
around smoking
schoolboys
cigarettes, like cursing,
in our
and smoking
like
cigarettes.
crooked ties,
yeah.
sitting on this abandoned porch, all smoking cigarettes, like right there, like, and it was like fail safe. You knew because if somebody skipped school that day, you just knew. Oh,
They're at the crib, they're at
2:15.
the
You're like,
spot.
hey, you weren't in school.
They're
today.
Yeah,
Cool.
man, I'm fucking smoking, cranking smokes all day, Jay. You want to go to a gas station?
And I remember like smoking in my car and like somebody seeing me
Mm-hmm.
being a big deal because like
Yeah.
that was because I always swore I wasn't going to smoke in the car, but then
Well, you're gonna smoke in the car.
you're going to smoke.
You're gonna smoke in the car eventually. That just
Yeah.
goes hand in
I'm
hand.
so glad I don't smoke anymore. But man, that took me. I never imagined a day where I wouldn't smoke. I always thought like when I was
I'm
in
glad
it,
you're not embezzling from a gas station anymore.
I
That's what
know,
I'm
man,
glad you're
that
not.
that was
Daddy
bad.
needs a cigarette.
You're a
You know what I mean?
criminal. You
I
were a
know.
criminal. You were.
Oh, come on. He
It was
kept
an-
it white collar.
It was an inside job the whole
It
time.
was an inside
whole
job.
time.
Yeah, that
Which is funny.
coffee wasn't, whatever.
because you're working for money that you could just buy the cigarettes with, but
But-
you've chosen to make
Yeah,
money on the
it
bet,
was
which is
right
a
there.
genius
And they
move.
would just. Well, what had happened?
Did you ever sell
was-
cigarettes to your friends? Did you ever sell cigarettes to your friends? Did
Like
you ever?
Lucy's?
Did you ever use that trick to buy smokes and then sell them to your friends?
No, I never did that.
Okay.
No, I never did that. It was funny because when I went to in junior year, I studied abroad in Argentina, and they had single packs. They had 10 or not single, but 10 packs. So it was 2 rows of 5 for $1 back then. It was like,
Oh,
it
you're
was like
this is perfect.
yeah, this is great. So I was smoking all the time over
And all
there.
those kids, and probably, I'm sure the laws are different. So they're all like, oh,
Well,
look,
I was
it's
smoking
cute.
a Cuban cigar at 16
Right.
there at a bar drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nobody was saying a word. Like it's like that's your journey. Nobody's trying to be your parent. I don't know. Maybe you're working for a living right now and not even going to school to raise
They don't fucking
to
know.
keep your family. You do you, boo. We're not going to be your parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the philosophy. But if you look at a pack of cigarettes in Europe, what they do, like we have this, 0.5 micro font.
Doesn't it say like this shit will fucking kill
And
you?
it, like
essentially, right?
over there,
Yeah.
it's takes up the whole pack
Right.
on the back,
Like
and
you're,
it'll be
you're
like,
killing yourself.
yeah, it'll be like smoking
a
kills,
slow
and then the
death,
other
right? Like
side
it's real heinous
is
and
a
shit.
photo of like a dude's
A lung.
lungs, or like like they pull no punches
Yeah, they should.
about.
But they got way more smokers, right?
Well, yeah, yes, in largely across Europe, yeah, sure. But it's also interesting because it's funny because I would do the same thing. Whether you're talking about buying cigarettes and then going to play paintball, you know how many times we had selling cigarettes and then we're doing activities? I don't know why. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like in the car. Like we'd be like, oh yeah, you want to burn a book and we'll go play this. It's like we're just exhausting our lungs and then brutalizing them
Yes.
all the time. We did that
Oh yeah,
so
on the way
many
to
times.
baseball practice or like
Yeah,
whatever.
you're
Like what? Like,
Oh, you would smoke on the way to baseball?
Oh man, you don't realize it because we're very similar in that.
or
way.
the thing back then is you had smoking sections and
Oh,
restaurants.
that was fucking crazy.
So
yeah.
we'd go to Perkins, which was like the local, place you'd go, and Perkins had a room off the side that I guess they could do private parties and they closed, and that was the smoking section.
Yeah.
And so you would go in there, and so that'd be great. Just smoke and have a
See,
surprise.
we smoked a lot of weed. We were
Sure.
smoking. We were rolling blunts.
Yeah.
And we were so bad with our weed. We would buy like an eighth. Right? Did they still do it that way? We would buy like an eighth of weed, and we would smoke down like 2 blunts.
Okay.
So we were just irresponsible with our weed.
Yeah.
And that thing's wrapped in tobacco. I mean, we weren't doing ourselves, and we would get high and play basketball all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we
Well, it's
hot
gotta be the same.
summer.
It's the same concept.
Yeah, hot summer. You smoke 2 blunts out in the woods. You drive and get high out in the woods. Come back down, a bunch of Gatorade, and you would just play basketball all day long.
See,
Stone Eddie.
That's weird. See, that I couldn't. I wouldn't put those two together. You know what we
Yeah.
used to do is when we would go in. I think I mentioned this before. We'd put C-SPAN on mute and put Weird Al Yankovic in the CD player.
When you were high, or when you were smoking? the
No, we
cigarettes?
were just taking a break from being outside. That like this was high on life stuff. This is before I even found cigarettes. But like my one buddy Nick, he would always do that. He put C-SPAN on mute. And he put Weird Al on, and it would look like it was like when you watch the NFL videos where
Yeah, and the
they,
guys
like,
talk
lip
about
singing
Henry. He's
and
like
stuff.
talking, yeah.
And it was like that. It had this feel. We would just be dying laughing over that. So I imagine, like, man, if we had done that after founding pot, like, oh, that'd
you'd
have been
have been
lights
great.
out. That'd have been too much to handle almost. But yeah, no, I couldn't imagine playing sport. I mean, we would like, I couldn't wait to like finish getting out of the gym and then go have a cigarette, or like after
so
baseball
bad.
and go have a
Wow.
cigarette.
So glad you don't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's
Well,
been
for your birthday, I'm going to get you a big pack.
a big pack,
No.
Winston's. Big pack of cigarettes.
Win, stop mentioning Winston's. That's the oldest man cigarette. It's the worst.
It really
That's
is.
why
If
I
it-
mentioned it.
Oh my God, the things we would get our hands on. You're just
Right,
like,
right,
how
'cause
old is that child?
When you're not
smoking
a real
Winston's?
smoker, you take what you can get, right?
Yeah.
So
I
you'd be
think
smoking
I
Winston's
think
on
my
Monday and Benson and
grandma-
Hedges on Tuesday.
My grandma did
grandma?
because she had all of the gear. Like they had like the
Oh, my dad.
smoked
I
so much
always
that you had
love
the
that. You had the
gear.
windbreaker
The
with the fucking hat and the
windbreaker.
lighter. It's like, you're in the game, lady.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the beer because she had like a Spud McKenzie like bank,
Collecting tabs,
like all this stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. Like
getting merch from the tabs and everything like
it's
that.
crazy. It's
I
crazy.
think that we need to, for your birthday, you should recognize how much you have not smoked next year and be
Oh,
like,
I was so great. It's been 7 years because I remember bargaining with Amanda to be like, all right, now we're getting cable TV. Like we're getting, because we had been just doing internet and then getting like Hulu and stuff like that. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
we're getting Fios, like all the things. I'm like, look, we saved.
Oh,
So,
you
'cause-
burned through money smoking.
You know what I mean? Because I must have been
spending.
spending $70. It was probably $8 a pack, and I'm smoking, 7 to 10 in a week. Like must have been burning $200 a month easy on
Right.
cigarettes. So then you're like, oh wow, $200 a month. What's that? Like 24. What's that? Like
$2,400 a year.
$2,400 a year.
Yeah.
Like, geez. So even over
Jesus
7,
Christ.
that's like, I don't know. I can't do the math, but
That's
it's
a
got to
lot
be
of money.
somewhere between $16,000 and $18,000 over the last 7 years that I've saved or whatever. That's
huge.
pretty significant. So, and my life, I can have
Oh, yeah.
more
There's
time
that too with those
to
kids of yours,
spend.
right?
Although that's when then food started tasting good again. So I
Yeah.
traded one
Right.
place for another.
we're trying our
Um,
best.
but yeah, so it's you always have those things. Everybody's got vices. Everybody's done something they're not proud of, whether it's embezzling coffee money to buy a pack of cigarettes.
I like the hustle. I'd let it go.
See,
I'd let it roll.
well,
That's
how
what
it
we're doing.
started, just to defend myself. I don't know why I was going to defend myself, but a guy like some of the guys would just throw the money that they knew it was. They'd grab the paper, they'd grab their coffee. They knew they would just throw it on
Oh,
the
yeah,
counter, and then
right.
they're out
And then
the
you just
door.
had this Breaking Bad.
And then I'm like,
moment where you're
oh, let me
"Wait a
just
minute."
ring in the newspaper, but put all the money in the drawer because cameras are on me anyways. I don't want to pickpocket the money.
Yeah.
So put it in there, and then I can just ring up a pack of cigarettes. And
Drawer's still good.
it looks like I put
Still
money in the
balanced.
drawer.
Walter White over here. Just
Yep. No one the wiser, unless my former boss.
he's gonna
sees
hear this. And
this,
he's gonna show up
and
at
he's
your
gonna
house
be
and be like,
like,
Jay, you owe me a lot.
I'm
of
here
money."
to collect. And we're going to do it based on today's cigarette
prices.
prices. Could you
Ooh.
imagine what they must be? Can you look up what
Oh
a
yeah,
pack
they're
of cigarettes?
10. It depends on where you are.
So
New York, it's
so
worse.
do Philly versus New York. See if there's a difference. I would bet they're closer to 50.
We're driving. We're
bucks a
driving to
pack.
Virginia.
You used to be able to get a carton because my mom would buy them by the carton.
$20.
You used to be able to get a carton for like 15, 20 bucks.
We're driving to Virginia,
And now it's got to be
and
something.
when you drive to
astronomical.
Virginia, they're like state minimum prices. State
That's
minimum.
right. How
So
much-
New York right here is $10.53. versus PA.
PA's not even in the top 10.
No,
That's not PA.
Although there
Why
are,
is
well,
that
that's because
clicking
we're
on
heavy
Connecticut?
smokers and our state legislators were making sure. Because when you go up to like coal regions like Scranton, like there are stores that are advertising as cigarette places.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And like
on,
that's
the way to, on the way to
amazing that in
Virginia.
2023 you could advertise yourself as a cigarette place.
And it's like
you would
state minimum prices.
Because
Cigarettes,
even like CVS,
cigarettes, lottery, and fireworks.
well,
all
even
for some
CVS
reason
had a few things years ago where they did away with
stop selling cigarettes.
selling cigarettes.
I mean, I think a pharmacy that's probably the wise move.
which
I
is
mean, that's shitty.
they still sell marital aids.
What the fuck is that?
You know what marital aids are?
Like a sex toy?
Don't
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But you would think that they would also sell cigarettes too if they're gonna. I feel like those two go together.
Keep talking. I want you to.
James big in the
explain to
cigarette
me-
after sex deal. Like that's his groove.
Yeah,
man.
right.
That's
So Pennsylvania, it's 824. So they made over 2.6. You keep hitting that mic.
Sorry about
It's
that.
all good. It's all good. But they tax. I mean, the taxes that they're collecting, if it's going to the right place, is pretty nuts. Yeah, because you're looking at
Well,
like,
yeah. Well, you remember when people were all crazy about the soda tax and all of that?
oh well, we
Yeah.
don't. No, well that's a Pennsylvania
Philly.
thing and a Philly thing specifically, and we didn't worry about where that money went. That was fine. They took that and just took it. Did you know that we lost that money?
Oh, really?
oh really? But
Oh,
I know what it
yeah.
is.
Well, things got moved around, guys. We didn't know where it was.
Yo,
They no joke lost it. Like
Yo,
for
don't
years,
get
they were
me
like,
started on those motherfuckers.
Let's
Do
not
not
do
get me
it.
started on those.
this started
motherfuckers.
about birthdays, y'all.
Oh my god, my blood's fucking.
It
boiling
boils
right-
the fact that,
boiling
yeah, it's
right now.
crazy.
You just-
It's
oh my
crazy.
God,
But a lot of
it's-
money. Yeah, a lot of money there going on. I'm glad that you're saving it. Put it towards something nice.
Well, you want to
Yeah,
have
you
more birthdays, and if you want to have more birthdays,
smoke
smoke
less
less
cigarettes.
cigarettes.
You got it.
There
doesn't
it
matter
is.
what they cost because you won't be smoking them anyway.
It's all coming full circle. Well, yeah. So yeah, and I hope now it's vaping, but I digress.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
yeah, no. So this was So well, happy birthday to your daughters.
Thank you very much.
Happy early birthday to Alicia because her birthday's coming up. And then my wife's birthday was just in September, and now we don't have any more until in my family
your birthday.
March. You know, my wife's family does, which is kind of neat. Talking about nature, they keep it simple. They have a monthly dinner, and then anybody's birthday who's in that month is
Just thrown
celebrated.
into that. That's
And
not
they're
bad.
and they do that, and then they might get a gift, and then they get to pick the dessert for the night.
Yeah, that's like what my family does because my birthday's like near Thanksgiving, so
Yeah.
it's like no point. Like, what you
Yeah,
got to
I
meet for
always feel
Thanksgiving and
bad
have a
for the
party?
people. Yeah, I have a buddy whose birthday is the day before Christmas Eve.
Yeah, no
That's
one
like-
loves it.
No, it's not. No,
Yeah.
they do it on Christmas Day. They're like, all those presents are your birthday.
Yeah. Right?
That's how that
Exactly.
goes.
That's,
Yep.
that's how you know you're not.
You guys kind of know when this is coming out. So, is there anything you want to plug in the future?
Yeah, I got some stuff coming up at the end of October. I'm going to be in Easton on the 24th. I'm going to be in Northeast Maryland at the Naughty Goose on Thursday, the 26th. I'm going to be in Lancaster at the Candy Store, it's called. And it's like a social club.
Heck yeah.
A headlining on there on the Friday the 27th, and then Tuned Up Brewery in Spring City on the 28th to close out the month.
Heck yeah.
See, he's so good with this. I have no idea. I know I'll be in Delaware doing something. I'll be in the middle of Pennsylvania doing something.
Okay.
I'll be. I got to look at my phone. I'll be
Yeah.
in Scranton out your way doing something.
Oh, you're going to that Casa Quattro, I think you're doing.
with
Peckville. Yes.
I think
The
yeah.
answer is yes.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
So go
That's
to
it, I know.
Albert Davis
Underscore
_4th.
fourth, and you'll see it all, and it'll be glorious. I'll make you laugh.
And if Albert's available, maybe I got some dates coming up for you guys in November. Maybe I can book you guys on our winery stuff is coming back. So
Hey.
check
Oh, I
us
like the
out
wine
at
shows.
Autumn Lake Winery, November 2nd. I believe we're trying to do two. So November 2nd and November 16th. You might see these two guys if they're available, or maybe one of them. We don't know, but you'll check out some of the Seriously Dead guys doing some comedy. But yeah, go over to Drop Tent and check out all the other podcasts and all the other shows we got going on. We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Peace.
Happy birthday.
Seriously, Dad?
Thank you for listening to the Dads, for once. Give these daddies a break. And maybe follow, subscribe, like, and comment to the Dads on Instagram and YouTube at Seriously Dad Pod. Rate and review Seriously Dad Podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Seriously, Dad?
How you doing? This is Neil Wood from the Cult of Us podcast, speaking on behalf of Drop 10 Media Network, the network you're currently listening to.
make sure to check out all the other podcasts on the network. You can go to drop10.com to check them all out. Make sure to like, subscribe on everything that you see Drop 10 on. We appreciate it. Go to drop10.com now.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.